Welcome back to McLaren HQ here in Woking. They say handsome is as handsome does. And the new McLaren Mp4-27 certainly looks like a handsome car, but will it perform as a handsome car in testing and as the season gets underway? Well, this man certainly will hope that it does. It's Jonathan Neale, the Managing Director of McLaren F1 Racing. If I could put this to you in layman terms, Jonathan, I like your new motor. How much did it cost you?
Well, you say it's reassuringly expensive, I think is the right answer to that. How much is a car? We make 4 chassis during the course of a year. So in one sense you might say, well, we spend all year doing 4 cars, you take the total bill and divide by 4. But the car is only a snapshot of a moment in time. It's constantly in change. And that machine that you saw this morning there is the latest incarnation of our research and development, and already will be obsolete by the time we get to the first race. So it's not around for very long, and it's very difficult to cash that up, but reassuringly expensive.
Fair enough. Is it a radical car? I mean, as I've said, it's a beautiful looking car. It's a little different from the Caterham one, which was the first of the new season's F1 cars what we clapped eyes on. Radical, I mean, Lotus have had the reactive ride height system thrown out. Are there any parts or devices in your car you're sweating about a little bit?
Always at this time of year, I think. When you make the kind of changes that we have done, and you consider there's only 5% of that car that is anything like what we raced in Brazil at the end of last year, there's an awful lot of things that have changed and that we're going to test over the next 3 weeks. Yes, it's anxious times for us to make sure that it all works as we expect. But we're confident, though. It's certainly not a cautious car. I think that if you're going to be at the front end of Formula One, then you know that the competition is going to be good. Your viewers, if they're working whatever industry they're in or whatever products they work in, if you compare the industry that you're working in, our product is probably only 0.15% difference to the 4 or 5 cars that are around us. And even though the gaps are very small, you earn your right to the top of the grid and you shift the odds in your favour. So we expect to be at the top of the grid and racing hard.
You have the human component as well. You're 2 world champions in residence, Jenson and Lewis. Tell me, Sebastian Vettel's #1, I suppose, the world champion, but would you swap him for either of you 2 drivers?
No. I mean, there have been moments during last year when you look up the road and you think that looks pretty good. We've got 2 fantastic drivers, back-to-back British world champions. Lewis and Jenson are great to be with and very demanding of us as a team. You know, the expectation is on us, the engineering and management team here, to give them a car that's worthy. We know that they are more than capable of beating anybody on the grid, given the right tools to get the job with. So if they do a fantastic job on Saturday afternoon, they are of course brilliant, outstanding and gifted. And if they don't, it's my fault because the car's not good. So that's the way it runs.
Fair enough. One last one. I mean, Jenson's signed up long term here. Lewis has talked about how he wants to do the same, basically. You know, he's very much a McLaren man. We all know that. Are you hoping to conclude that business in the next few weeks?
Well, I think Lewis is, you're right, this has been Lewis's team, as it is Jenson's team now. We very much hope that Lewis will continue to be here as part of the family and win more races with us in years to come. We've got a long season ahead of us, and we don't feel under any pressure to get that done in the next 2 or 3 weeks, but we're all working towards that, and we sincerely hope that's the case. We
wish you the very best throughout the season. You are the leading British team. We hope you can maybe bring that championship back. But yeah, McLaren have been the first of the top 3 teams, I suppose, to launch their new car this season. Let's hope they maybe can still lead the way as the season progresses.